What's up, and welcome to episode 43 of NCP. Um, I know you guys are all used to pristine uh, podcasts with no technical errors or wacky mishaps or anything like that. So I apologize from the bottom of my heart if anything is off tonight. My computer decided to basically crap itself after witnessing the season 4 victory. And Colin is stepping up to the mantle, and I'm speaking into my phone right now. But we got the usuals here. Um, Hamilton, I'll start with you just because it's going to be a bit more of a tough ask. How are you feeling after season 4?
I want to let you know that moving forward, I'm gonna tender my resignation. Um, I've thought about it for a long time, but I don't think defecating is the way to go anymore. And so my team next year will be the best team in MLS no matter what, no bars. We will win. I'm going to predict us to win every game, and we're gonna be in the SPL. That's gonna happen next season. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
everyone submit your job apps. We need a new CDO.
So is your new thing positivity?
I just am gonna be a cocky asshole. My team can't lose.
Okay. Chief
That's as far as I've
confidence
gotten.
Chief confidence officer.
Sure, CCO.
Ah, yeah. We gotta find a better word for what that act is. We'll figure it out. It's a little bit of a self glaze, but that's kind of a mouthful. But yeah, no, we have a vacancy in the C-suite. So there's some people out there who will definitely be defecating this season. Um, Colin, over
Yes,
to you. How are you feeling after season 4?
I feel great. The boys came out. They paved, or they won. It was honestly GG's to Hamilton. That was, I would argue, the best, easily the best playoff series of the season. Arguably one of the best we've ever had in the SPL history. Um, that was an exciting one, and I was glad to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Five
no,
one goal games, all settled by who had home map, is, in my opinion, peak.
I I would completely agree as someone who was neutral and got to experience it, casting. It was peak SPL. That is, what we do this for. And I'm sorry Ham, that you had to be on the losing end of that. Um just maybe better title would be Chief Heartbreak Officer. But I don't think that's the type of energy you're trying to carry into next season. But I'd agree that that was easily top 3 series of all time. I think the only other one that has competition is the season 1 grand finals. But I think that this one, just because there were more people there, and we're kind of at a different level of engagement. It was sick. Um, I was in the casting booth and I didn't have a chance to listen back to the YouTube stream yet, mainly because I'm without a computer. Uh, I'll just ask this to both of you, and can choose to respond in whatever order. But what was that like for the two of you being in the same call?
I'd say we were pretty. It was pretty respectful, pretty low key. Obviously, I was getting excited when the team scored, but there was certainly nothing that would rival like a Freddie reaction. Um, but I think it was pretty good. Tanya was in there, and then we had some occasional inputs from the other boys. But it was good vibes. Lots of ups and downs. But we're jumping ahead a little bit. We missed a series.
Yeah, no, that's some bad hosting from me. All right, let's hop into the first one where we can celebrate Hamilton. So first series was round 1 of the, I guess we call this SPL play-ins, right? Because it's not
I
the
called
MLS
it
play-ins.
SPL round one or something along those lines. I don't know.
Yeah, put put
MLS
put,
MLS round
round
one.
one.
but it's also like it's the play-ins to the SPL.
Yes.
Um, but anyway, it was round 1. It was Hamilton versus Tanya. Um, and I feel like a 3-0 scoreline doesn't do the series justice. This one was actually very fun, lots going on. Hamilton, what was this series like for you?
I was really worried coming into this series. I mean, I went out and I found a lineup that I liked. Shout out Danny. And I was aware that I think that these two teams had played basically identically about 2 weeks ago, and I think Tanya won that one in three. But I was able to realize that I was going to have a significant map advantage. Um, so I think getting all that information from the previous series plus having the better pool of maps, I was feeling pretty good. But Tanya's won some key games and sneakily won with her B team a couple times, and then just run her B team occasionally when she didn't have to. But overall, it was a series I was worried about, but was happy to come away with the result.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. If you don't get that win, then you don't have anything to play for.
Yeah.
And Bowser absolutely pulled up. He scored a lot this series. There was a couple games where he just took control in the Mega Strike department, and that's something that Bowser Jr. just can't fight against. Colin, I think you mentioned on the broadcast that these were Bowser Jr.'s only Mega Strike goals for Tanya the entire season
Yeah.
happened during the series. So, um, we're Colin, Tanya obviously misses out on promotion by losing this series. Um, what do you think of her chances for next season?
I think she had a great season as a whole. Rookie manager, it's tough to come in. Especially I think the later you come in, the harder it is to figure out. Because I mean, season two, we were all basically rookies. We had no idea what was going on. Um, but now coming in season four, she had a great season and she's got a lot of potential. I think season five, I think she'd be one of my favorites to potentially promote or make whatever we decide for season five.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think too, Tanya also I think admitted like maybe this stream or another one that she basically came in with the intention of trolling and not caring and just having fun. And then as the season went on, learned to, feels corny to say this, but I don't have a better way to articulate it. Fall in love with the game.
We do it for the
um,
love of the game.
for the love of the game, which I think you can also see though, like in the lineups, like at the start, like there was definitely trolling, and I feel like as the season went on, there was less of that, especially like the week 10 like resting did like that's the choice of someone who's locked in. So I'd be scared of her for next season, but this is where her road ended. That took us into the next series, which we've already started to talk about. Um,
Quick question before we go on. Was
yeah.
that the first instance of Bowser blocking a skill shot from his own dry bones?
I saw that live and I feel like it might have been, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, you'd have to watch a lot of VODs to confirm, but I think it also happened twice in the. It might have been both series it happened once in, but like I want to say I saw it happen twice. And I was just like, that's kind of crazy. I didn't think about the fact that Bowser is large, and therefore he might, block his own teammates' shots more easily. Um,
That's an important consideration going into the season 5 auction. I wouldn't be surprised if that
yeah,
affects his price.
Price
this stock
drops a
should
little
dip.
bit because he blocks his own dry bone skill shots. Um,
Good to note. But going into this series, I think everyone looked at the lineups and we were like, "Damn, this is just a coin flip." And it absolutely lived up to it. It was back and forth like roller coaster ride throughout. Um, Hamilton, were you intentionally trying to like which lineup between round one and round two did you consider your A?
I think this was deemed my A. I liked. There was a saying in season one that I still think holds true today, of you can never have too many dry bones on the field. Um, And I think that if you were able to get all three out there, I still think that it's a correct decision to run triple dry bones. Um, it's also what Danny ran in the grand finals last year. Um, I did think I was going to have to run Berto up top instead of Monto, so him getting only losing 2 fitness was pretty nice for that. Um, but I I'm curious to know if I rerun with the exact same lineup if anything changes, but um, that could also just be some RNG.
I was
Yeah, for sure.
also heavily debating my lineups for this. I ran week one. I ran like a Wario, Hammer Bro, Monty with dry bones in the back, and that, like, looking at my roster, is what I kind of considered my A lineup. But then, like, this entire season, Boo was supposed to be kind of my, like, all right, I'll use him when no one else has fitness. And then he turned into an absolute monster on the defensive end that even with everyone available in this round, I was like, I got to stick Boo on defense. The guy's been insane. And then watching how many mega strikes you were pulling off in round one, I was like, all right, we're going with Boo. We need some speed on the back end to get to those mega strikes, which I don't know if it helped because you still got a ton of them, but got it done.
I mean, it definitely would have been more. And also, too, I think it was awesome because, like, you guys had a real contrast in style, where Colin had, 3 passers on the field. Hamilton had 0. So just the fact that, like, this was like just like the great illustration of like the fact that like there are multiple ways to play this game, and they're both viable. And to speak to like what you said, Hamilton, in terms of RNG. I mean, obviously all of this is RNG. um, but like there's a very real world where even like within those games, like a couple instances changes and you win 3-0. Like especially game one, I think Colin scored with like 5 seconds left to even like push OT and then eventually win. Like that doesn't happen. You go up 2-0, you very likely win. And then like you said earlier, they were all 1 goal games.
Yep.
Um, but
Yeah, with like
you
5 seconds
always,
left.
yeah. No, Thor absolutely went insane this series, um, proving that he deserved the name. It was also nice to see. I feel like Monto had an excellent playoffs. Like I feel like we kind of have been like manifesting Monto's greatness without much on the field. Hamilton, how did you feel about his performance?
He absolutely balled out. The dry bones are kind of hard to distinguish between each other, but Monto was very clear to distinguish, and he had quite a few goals, quite a few hits. I felt like he was all over the place. Loved that. Um,
I'm gonna be profoundly disappointed. Which I if you protect him, because I was really hoping that my main distinguishment between the two of you winning was the fact that if Hamilton won, Monto would be an SPL for me to steal.
Wasn't
um,
there someone else you
um,
wanted to out of his? Oh, you wanted to take Koopa and rename him.
yeah, I want to name Youngway Kupo for Magi. Um, that sucks too. Um, but yeah, crazy series. Any other thoughts?
Oh, well, that doesn't show.
um,
Hold on.
SPL next season is gonna be a bloodbath. There's great competition up there. And there's, I'm not disrespecting anyone who is falling out of there. I'm just looking at the 6 people. I think we said the same thing last season. The 6 people who are in there are all people who take this seriously, and there's no gimmies unless Eric runs double princess again. But even that was proven to not be a gimme. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
No, it's going to be really tough, and also too with shifting format, it's going to play out a little bit differently, and that'll be exciting. I don't. I was going to say I don't think you want to hear this, but maybe with your new CCO position, you want to hear this, Hamilton. I'm actually I am stoked for you next season because I think there's a slightly weaker MLS, and also B, I feel like you've been copying Danny's homework for too long. and there's nothing good to copy anymore. So
Copy Dave.
I just want you were one of the first innovators of SPL. You were the first person to go double and eventually triple dry bones, and I want to see that come back. I want to see you figure out your own style, because I think that I mean surely you're next up, right?
Who's to say?
who's who's to say? Um, well, next series, um, I don't know. I was gonna call it an upset, but I don't really know if it was at the end of the day. We had Danny and Garrett playing each other in the playout game, so loser gets relegated, winner gets to stay in. Um, and I feel like Garrett won pretty convincingly. Colin, were you shocked by that?
I was shocked a little bit. I think I said before when we did our predictions that I think I would have predicted Garrett if it wasn't a triple ban. And Garrett really didn't care about the maps. Like PD came out, PD won on vanilla. I think only lost on whatever map 2 was, lava, which I think is a fair loss. So I mean, Gary came out and he played, and the boys. I mean, this was the best team that Garrett has had the entire season. I think this is the first time he got to run this exact roster combination. If he had been able to run this all season, I think he would have been in the playoffs.
My question is, does this series prove that Petey can beat Bowser? Or does it just say under right circumstances Petey can beat Bowser?
So I think that there would be room for the latter if like he didn't like he had no map control. So like I'd say that on paper obviously sidekicks play a role, but this is like as bad as circumstances can get, where the only thing that Garrett could influence was the order of maps. So I'd say it's very viable, and Garrett was pretty vocal going into this series about his belief in PD, basically accusing Eric of mismanagement, and inflating the PD Bowser stats. I know other people have lost to Bowser. Shout out PD too.
PD2
Um,
asshole.
but I think that would be my take. Hamilton, where do you stand?
I mean, I think Garrett made a good point about the fact that um, there's an argument to be made about mismanagement of Petey. Eric is the greatest princess manager of all time, but that does not necessarily make him the greatest Petey manager of all time. Um, and I think that I think some things have to go your way, but I think at the same time, like there's a world where that's more of a coin flip than people want to believe.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid take. Um, I'll bounce another question off you, Hamilton. Do you think this like Bowser losing this and losing in the MLS, do you think this is a knock at all on Bowser's like championship pedigree? Do you think that this should affect people's vision of him?
I don't think so, but what I will say is I do think Bowser will go for the cheapest he's gone for in an auction next season
So
in
he'll go
both the
cheaper next
MLS
season then.
and the SPL.
So he'll go cheaper next season than he did this season.
Yes, but across both SPL and MLS. So I think my Bowser was cheaper than Danny's, and I think both Bowsers next year will go for cheaper than what I paid.
Than what you paid for. I do think that I don't know if this necessarily proved that Bowser. I don't know. I don't know if it's a knock on Bowser necessarily, but I think what this season with Bowser has proved is that it's not a one man show. You do need other sidekicks. Like Danny went out and he kind of put all of his eggs in the Bowser castle. Um and just like didn't really have incredible sidekicks. at the start, and then I think his sidekicks even got a little bit worse when he picked up Bowser Jr., which I still think was an overall beneficial trade. But he didn't have a lot of options outside of Bowser. Um, and I think you need sidekicks. You know,
Yeah.
they make up 3/4 of the field.
Yeah. And I think the other thing this like articulates, which is extremely positive, and this is not just this is just like one microcosm of like and like it felt like in season 2 there was nothing that you could do against Bowser, mainly because like our map knowledge was not that great. But now we're seeing like so many other people like seem viable, or like even preseason, like we were talking about, like does Bowser need to be nerfed? And I would say like at this point absolutely not. um it's like there are ways to work around it. And to your point, Colin, it's not a one-man show. There's no one captain that's busted. There are certain combinations on certain places that are busted. But I don't even know if you can even end up with that like in the auction. Like I think in the draft you could luck your way there, but I don't even think in the auction it's necessarily possible. But that sealed the fate. Danny went down with Jacob, who had already gone down. Colin and Reed going up. So the only thing that was left to play for was the SPL playoffs. Um, we started off with the 2 versus 3 game of Goose Crusade versus Bridesmaids. And I'll give Colin some credit. I think, like, a lot of people have had a lot of skepticism about Eric, but Colin, I feel like from pretty early on, one of your biggest critiques was that like even if he somehow skated his way to stay like in SPL for like the regular season, that he would lose in a best of 5.
Yeah, I think like these teams don't score; they win low scoring, kind of high variance matchups, which can work. But I think it can work in a best of 3. Best of 5's tough. You got to win 3 of them, and spoiler alert: Eric won 0 of them. Um, I wanted to ask. I think I might have asked you on the broadcast, but I'll ask you again here for the podcast. I believe you had Mario and Wario fully available. Mario on limited stamina. Wario on full. Thought process on going Mario here in game 1.
I learned my lesson last season running a Mario Bro in the championship game. Mario is really good at beating
Also,
the this this
quick
goal this
pause.
goal.
This goal is awesome. This goal is awesome.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get it off. Let me podcast special. That's
turn
nice and
turn
slow.
turn video on. The 0.25x. Go back even further.
We're gonna watch this play out. Austin, continue your thought process while we watch this incredible goal play out.
Yeah, well, I was
Wait.
just gonna say I learned my lesson last season where Mario is really good at beating B captains, and I can squeak out results against other balanced even. But he's not, unless you have the option, he's not who you have turn up to the championship and expect to play against DK, PD, or Bowser. So from like week 8, I drew things out where I would be able to run Wario in the championship and Mario against all the other matchups I considered favorable. So it was like I said last year when I got swept by Bowser running like what I thought was my best unlock for the championship, which I guess we'll get to in a second. The fact that I swept here and Mario also swept in week 10 opened up this same lineup to be available in the championship, which Colin had used to beat what I thought was an unstoppable Bowser lineup with Wario. So 100% I was not planning on that. And am really glad that I kind of, lucked out and ended up crazy goal. And ended up winning in 3 because that was not the intention. I was locking myself into Wario, Double Blue, and Monty because I wanted to mirror Dave. And obviously, what I ended up running worked better than that would have. Um, Hamilton, you said it earlier, or maybe Colin did, but greatest princess manager. 100%. Eric earns that title this season. Um, what do you think he has like? What do you think he has to do moving forward? Because he's built traditional lineups around PD. He's tried now some weird shit. Like, what's next for Eric? Like, do you think he's going to be competing for championships, or do you think he's going to get lost?
I think I think he'll probably want to go back to the princesses. The question is if he finds a different combination that he wants to go to. But if he goes back to the princesses, I think he gets to look at his sidekicks earlier. And there were some sidekicks that he was kind of after that I think weren't as valued by the rest of the league early. So he might be able to build a cheap team, especially if he buys his captains for 2 coins. And that lets him possibly build up some better sidekicks. So I'm curious to see what he does with them. If he goes back to the princesses, he could. My question is, can a princess managed by Eric win a championship? I know Colin thinks that they can't win a best of 5, but what if they have a different? Like we tried a lot of combinations, but did we try all of them? And my answer is probably not because Eric won a lot of games this series.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Not
Colin,
series, sorry, season.
yeah. um, Colin, I thought I heard you make a thinking noise, but maybe I was
I
mistaken.
was making a thinking noise, and then I've been doing some checking in the background. There are going to be at least 5 dry bones in the SPL next season. So it's going to flip from 3 to 5. So there is potential if Eric goes 2 coins for his total for his captains that he can shell out the big bucks and scoop up 3, 2, 3, hell, even 4 dry bones if he really wants to.
I was really hoping no one would say that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that there was 5 dry bones in the MLS, and I was thinking about doing it.
I mean,
uh,
it's still probably possible. I mean, dry bones went for like 20 to 25 in a 3 dry bones league for the SPL this season.
or
So if we
40.
go double
One
bad,
of, one of them went for 40.
but he didn't have to pay 40.
My
No.
statement was I was gonna try and go 5 dry bones and double
Uh,
princess.
yeah, that I think that team could win a championship. But anyway, Eric, meet up. Um, but no wins here for Eric, but he stays in SPL, proves everyone wrong. There will be no socks in mouths. Sad,
Good for
but
everybody.
that brought us to the championship, which was Dave's HC United against the bridesmaids. Um, there was lots of talk about potential team names if I lost 4 in a row. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills are sitting there. You know, even my current team named the Bridesmaids. I'm trying to think. I feel like someone else had a funny idea too. Um,
There was
but
another one. Don't remember what it was.
yeah, I guess we'll never know. Because the boys finally got it done. And I'm gonna be honest, that did feel nice. Um, Colin, what was this series like from the casting booth?
It was good. I just want to, before I get too into it, I don't know if my clapping made it through the Discord noise gate or if it'll be in the podcast. I just want to say congratulations, Austin. You are the SPL champion. It's about dang time. But I mean, you kind of. Let me check what the scores were in this matchup. 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. You only gave up 5 goals in 3 games. You went 6-0 in the playoffs, which is absolutely insane, by the way. Um Supposed to be the best of the best, and you just absolutely dog walked the competition. But I mean, Dave sent out exactly what we knew he was gonna send out, which I think in some ways when you've sent out the same exact lineup for 10 straight weeks, and then he also has sent out a lot of those lineups in seasons before, there's a lot of data out there. I know you did your research on what you wanted to do. Um, versus you when you were coming in, there's a lot of debate. What roster is Austin going to put out? What maps is he going to choose? Dave, you can kind of lock in. You can set your clock to the fact that he's going Donkey Kong, Kate, Toad, Toad. Um, and the boys, they got it done early in the season, faded down the stretch, and then didn't get it done in the playoffs. So maybe something to think about for the future.
I think this style isn't going away, but I think you're definitely right that although it was good by the end, like I had a lot of information to work with, and also to pay your glaze back, you also gave me some great information to work with. I hadn't thought of this lineup the entire season. I don't know why, and then you ran it in week 8, and I was like, holy, that looks great, and I kind of planned on running it at some point, and then I saw you beat the team that absolutely pantsed me in the championship last season. So thank you, Colin.
It's a good
Um,
squad.
yeah, no, it was a. I was very proud, and I think it's going to be really tough to defend this title next season. Um, but I am just glad that I did it at least once. Because if you ever get relegated, you're not getting another chance for like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So, and I very nearly got relegated last season. So definitely felt good. And like I said, Dave will be a force to be reckoned with next year. And sounds like Hamilton's about to transfer from the Danny School of Strikers to the Dave School of Strikers.
Or potentially the
Um,
Eric School of Strikers.
yeah. Um, but if he goes
Combined
to the,
champions.
I mean, if
Eric,
he goes back to
Freddie.
ripping dry bones, that's his own school.
True.
I think that school in the end belonged to Freddie. Is what I would say.
You started the school.
he
I founded it. Freddie gets credit for perfecting it.
Freddie became the headmaster.
Yeah.
But that's a wrap on season 4. I think sometimes it almost makes me nervous because like I end every season and I'm like, that was the best one yet. Um, and it's going to be sad if we ever reach a time when that's not the case. But I really feel like this season was awesome from start to finish. The auction was an incredible addition. I don't even know who to credit that for. We've talked about it so many times back and forth. I don't even remember who had the first idea. But that was game changing. And I think the broadcast was really good. Went once we got things rolling, went without too many issues. Was super fun. So genuine thanks to everyone who participated. But that means we also get to start looking towards season 5. How are we looking on time, Colin?
I'm good. I got another 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, we got no preds to do. We have plenty of off season to dive into tier lists, which I think we have some ideas for. So I guess we don't have any plans for this, but we're gonna kind of pivot into a bit of a kind of similar to like our round table before this season, where we just kind of talk about what we have cooked up. There are less changes than in the past, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
I don't really know what to show
Um,
here. I guess I can show my notes.
yeah, yeah, you could show your notes. I mean, I guess in theory you could put the white paper on the screen.
I haven't read it yet,
I,
so
yeah, I don't know. I trust your judgment. Um, but so first thing, season 5, we're continuing with an auction, um, except this is going to be basically a traditional live eBay auction as opposed to the blind auction that we did last season, where you'll have 60 seconds to submit bids. The highest bid, you can submit multiple bids. The highest bid at the end of it takes the player. We go through all the players. Um, and then the other key difference being that you get to protect 3 players on your team, where essentially someone else has to bid 110% of the price you paid in season 4 in order to initiate bidding, and then it goes forward. Um, Hamilton, do you think that change, like obviously going from like the draft to the auction was a massive shift just because it opened up um, combinations that weren't available in the past. Do you think that this will have a similar impact, a much
Absolutely.
a small impact, or what do you think is going to change?
I mean, so the things to think about in my mind are like Reed got PD for 20 coins.
Mm-hmm.
There was some dry bones that went by 1 or 2 coins.
I got 1 for 1.
I really think the biggest change might be sidekicks, where especially the last or the first of those sidekicks will someone will go, I'll pay 1 more for him. I'll pay 1 more for him, and that'll drive up the price of some of these people. Um, I think that it is going to make it so that way the price of someone in one league is very similar to the price of someone in another league compared to, I want to say PD went for 23 coins in the MLS and like 45 in the SPL. I don't know what Eric paid for him, but I want to say it was absurd.
Yeah, it was probably
Not not
above
absurd,
40.
just more.
I do think
Lot.
that that's a really good point. Is just basically there's going to be transparency. Like the blind auction was really cool. It was really fun, but it was also kind of like we were all guessing. And you
Yeah,
were like trying to like get the players that you want for as little as possible without actually knowing how other people value. So
yeah.
to your point, that is definitely going to change things. But you think it's going to affect sidekicks more than captains?
I I think some captains will get more expensive. The ones who, in my mind, people got for like basically free, their price will correct. But I think that a lot of sidekicks, because they're going for a smaller amount, there was someone close to that might go, I'll pay 1 more than whatever was just bid.
Yeah.
Um, you gotta think about like ties now that don't exist in my mind. Checking that with Colin.
Ties will not exist. First person to put the bid in at that price will get it.
And so make sure you're hooked up to an Ethernet cord. And but no, like anyone who tied, like there was that one person in SPL that tied and then tied and then tied and then tied, and then I think tied 1 more time, and that just won't happen. Um, and so I think that those 1 coin differences can add up very quickly.
Yeah. And I
Saying
don't
of
think
It's the saying of mind your pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. Um, I think that minding, like if people aren't minding pennies as they will, I'll pay 1 more. They could end up in some captain trouble at the end.
Should we not to fully divert? Not a full diversion. Um, I think it'd be kind of fun as we're talking about this. I don't know if I've been doing other things, not really paying attention. I'm sure you have seen me just spazzing all over the screen if you're watching.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I don't know if we've talked about keepers yet, but I think it'd be kind of cool not to give out strategy for everyone, but I have everyone's current rosters and how much each of their characters is worth. I think it could be kind of cool to look through it and see who has value as a keeper and who just really doesn't.
That sounds fun to me. So we can just, kind of work across
Yeah.
starting with SPL. Um, Hamilton, you said that, looking at Danny's roster, Bowser will be at a cheaper price. If Danny protects Bowser,
It
then
would be more expensive, absolutely. I think
yeah.
he gets him.
Um, so from your perspective, do you think it'd probably be smarter for Danny to not protect Bowser and just take that to an auction because he might get a cheaper price?
Depends on. I mean, if he wants Bowser, in my mind, I protect him here because you can just get sidekicks for pretty cheap. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not. I don't know. I think it depends on how Danny feels about Bowser and Bowser Jr. Because he's in my mind, he's gonna protect one of those. Um, and then it's a matter of does he want the other one? What's his goal for his other captain? Because he's got a negative 43 coin deficit right now. So if he keeps Bowser, Hammerbro, and Hammerbro, he's at 88 of his 105.
Yeah.
So
He can't even protect. Well, actually, you can't protect both captains anyway. But yeah, it's 117
Yeah.
coins between those two.
I mean, I
is it
think if I
105
were
or 115?
105 is the budget.
105.
So isn't that 117?
Yeah, it would be over his budget.
Yeah. Okay.
These three is 93.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can't protect either of those captains. You surely can't protect Bowser Jr. for 49. Um, I don't know how you feel about Bowser Jr., Colin, but that seems crazy.
That's too much for Bowser Jr. I mean, for 39 down here as well. I think Bowser Jr. prices are going to come down a little bit as a whole.
Yeah. I feel like Danny's probably got to blow that up. I think he's just gotta blow this team up.
I feel less bad about giving what I think prices will go for now that it's not a blind auction.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little bit less to hold to the chest.
Yeah.
I feel like my protections are pretty obvious. I'm definitely keeping Wario,
Mario for
Bay,
3
and
coins.
R2
I mean, Spanky 25 for a dry bones, but there's gonna be more dry bones available. It could be interesting to see if maybe dry bones as a whole might go a little bit cheaper in the SPL than they did last season. Looking at down here, I don't know,
Mhm.
17.
At the same time, though, are you willing? Like,
Yeah.
that guarantees you a dry bones
Yes.
for, in my mind, a pretty cheap coin amount. But at the same time, you're probably not getting Wario for 2 next season, so
Yeah.
you're probably gonna need to spend more coins.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
could see a Mario for 12 here. Austin loves
yeah.
his boy. He's had an insane win rate in the regular season. And either of these two is potential just to kind of try it. They could definitely be outbid, but
Real quick, do you know what Mario's record was just across this entire season?
I don't.
It was
something
it was
two.
it was 5-0. This is series score.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take some guesses as to who he played in that stretch?
Is it not good or is it good?
um, so I'll say one was against Yoshi.
Okay.
The other was against the Did.
Okay.
And then the other three were all against Daisy. But anyway, he's staying with the program. I feel like a lot of that's not happening. I feel like a lot of people don't have too much to protect. I'm looking at Eric's team here too. I don't really know.
I mean, you can try. I mean, Eastwood went insane.
I would not protect Eastwood. That
He
seems like a very. So the question is, if you're Eric and you're going for 5 dry bones, do you protect Eastwood?
I
No.
don't know, but 1.23 goals per game.
If you protect Eastwood, then you're probably not going to be able to that's going to cut down on how many dry bones you can afford.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, so
holy crap, dude! If dry bones are less than 20, then he actually can get 5.
Yep.
Someone's gonna spend. I mean, everyone. Dry bones went for over 20 everywhere. Like even in SPL, 23 down here. I guess 17, 18. I mean, it's in and
And the other
around
one of
there.
mine is
But once they start to
16.
go, price goes up a little bit, and then I obviously got one for a coin at the end. But
So if you average those,
Yeah, because
I'll
you need
even
a
let you leave out the one if you want, but it's definitely.
uh, I mean that's
Why
17
is it
coins.
Sheets and not Excel?
I know. Three the 4 point wait 75. I know how to do things. 15 or 18 and a half if we can count out the one.
Uh,
So yeah, probably
There's
could
a
get a
world.
lower
That's
price
all I can
there.
say. So
Um,
either one of two things will happen: is Eric will either do it, or someone will bid more money,
yeah.
or Eric won't even have the idea to do it and won't do it at all.
Yes.
We'll see.
I feel like pro rel affects this in like a very interesting way because it is going to change the value of sidekicks. So it's like there are people that on paper you should protect just in terms of like they're performed well and last season were good value, but just aren't anymore.
And there's also some that you think you might be able to get back, and then their value goes up, and then someone else yoinks them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob, do you think Jacob runs it back? Do you think he protects Yoshi at 56 coins, or Mr. Monty at 25?
I feel like he protects them both.
I think he definitely protects Mr. Monty. He might come down on Yoshi.
It's
Maybe.
81. There's not a lot left there.
I can't think of anyone who needs like an identity shift more.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't get Yoshi just because that would force him to learn more about the game.
You mean pick vanilla ban wastelands isn't an extensive knowledge?
It's a good
I feel like
strategy when you're running Yoshi.
Yeah.
I feel like PD isn't a fan. Like I feel like Garrett has the best team of like these are all reasonable people to protect.
Yeah, I
Like this is
think
the
probably
first
not
time where
this
I'm like,
Koopa, but that three as a combo of protections isn't bad.
Yeah.
That's 84 coins. You get 21 to get another captain and 3 sidekicks. I mean, it depends if you want to run back PD at 45. You could probably try to get someone a little bit cheaper. That was I guess, third most expensive because Bowser Jr. But
But I don't know that you
I don't
really.
think you get him for cheaper.
I don't think you get PD for cheaper than that, but I don't know that someone will bid
49,
50
50, yeah.
to take
yeah.
him off you.
Like I think that's the perfect spot where PD's value is probably somewhere between 40 and 50. And so just that protection bonus, I think Garrett's in a really good spot.
Yeah. Dave, what do we think here? He's probably protecting Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he
I
run back
don't see
Donkey
a world.
Kong at 32? I don't see any reason why you don't protect Donkey Kong at 32. But he was hating
I
on him.
I paid Dave enough respect this season where I can go back to shitting on this auction. Look at this garbage, dude. What is this crap? Um,
Oh, I think. I don't think he protects Donkey Kong, if I'm being honest. I think he protects Kate, and that's it. Maybe a Toad, but not Tari.
I mean, if you're gonna
Like,
protect the Toad, you probably go like Toad 7 or Toad 4.
yeah.
yeah, I don't think Tari was
Or maybe
great either.
TB9 just for memes.
Yeah,
But
which
you
is
really
probably
only
where he's
get
going.
like one. If your player was below 10 coins, you only get one coin.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
um,
Bro, if Freddy protects Waluigi, I quit.
this is
Oh my god.
63 coins for Waluigi Luigi. We've got
Oh.
18 coins on a Toad. There's nothing to protect here. There's nothing. There's nothing to protect here.
um, real quick. Sorry, I've been holding on to this stat for a little bit. Um, who wants to guess what um Waluigi's win percentage in the SPL was this past season? So Waluigi played
Jacob,
for Jacob.
are we only
0.
SPL, not MLS?
Only SPL.
He beat
Series or games?
So this is just win percentage. So game win percentage.
game. He
10
beat
games.
Danny on Wastelands, and that's the only win I remember.
Lava, but yeah.
Like Lava, yeah. Beat Danny on Lava. I'm gonna say it's like 22. 2-9.
I think it's
my
10.
guess.
It's 20%. 20% win percentage, -3 impact, -19 goal difference. Who wants to guess what Freddie's Waluigi put down in terms of win percentage?
I
Scored a
genuinely
lot of
think it's
goals.
0.
It wasn't good. I don't 27.
Hamilton?
I genuinely think it's 0. I don't think he won a game.
He got one win in 7 for 14% win percentage. Um, somehow, because he scored like crazy, he's got a 0.2 impact, but -18 goal difference. I want to say like this is a top of the head statistic, but the combined Waluigi's had a 17% win percentage, -1.7 impact, and -37 goal difference. That's like a that's like a season 2 princess
That's not
season.
good.
That's is that 2 game wins? 3 game wins across 17 games. So very, very close to what Hamilton did with Peach. For Waluigi. Really bad. Really, really, really bad.
Boo ended on a +69, plus minus. Nice.
Yeah, combined Peach had 38%, which is way better than 14. And combined Daisy, who came into the season with the worst, ended on 43. So kind of a tier gap of garbage for Waluigi. Sorry, that's a bit of a diversion, but please don't protect him, Freddie. Please, please.
Ham, going over to you. So Danny will have first shot at Bowser. So we'll see if you get a chance. I think there's no reason to protect Daisy. So I would think you're probably gonna throw a shout out to protect him at 44 is I think decent value.
I hate the value of keeping him at 44. I kind of hate building around Bowser at 44.
Yeah, I know. That's tough because that's a really good value.
Someone
Your
might outbid
psychics
him.
are
I'll tell you the value I do love. Kevin DeBonze at 16. Monto at 14.
those are all really good.
You could go 3 sidekick protections.
Hamilton's kind of like in the Gary spot.
Only
That's
three dry bones if you protect both those dry bones. There's only gonna be 3, I think, unless dry bones 5 gets pulled, but I don't remember what the order is.
that would be crazy.
I mean, it could go down to 2. It's not going up from 3.
Reed's in a
I'd have
solid
the
spot
only
too.
2 dry bones in the league.
If I don't know what let me check what I sent Austin the other day.
There's a world.
It's unlikely. I would say that. If you
Danny
protect
doesn't have
Kevin
one.
DeBones, he's going up if you don't
Jacob
protect him. But
Jacob doesn't have one. Reed's pulling his up.
it's this one right here, Tanya's.
But that's it for our league. Is those 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what we had to deal with this season.
Yeah. So then the question I ask is 16 protected even remotely enough?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
if you
you
don't
might as
protect
well.
him, he goes to the SPL, and then there's only 2.
And then 18's definitely not.
Oh, you should do that. 38 for Yoshi is a great price to protect.
38. I think PD probably isn't going to hold on at 23.
I
What a
would be
weird.
surprised, but there's a world.
17 in a 5 dry bones league might get it done.
I mean, it did the previous season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake.
I think the Hammer Bros got decent value as
Mhm.
well.
Especially, I think
People-
there's only going to be 3 in SPL.
Wow. I brought one up.
Jake's looking really good.
I think Jake keeps Koopa, Birdo.
What a troll team, dude. That's so
I'd like
stupid.
to give credit where credit's due. That team beat me twice.
How many other wins did it have?
Maybe
None.
one.
One
Tell me it
because
was
he
one.
It
started
had
off 2-0.
yeah, it had one other win.
Colin, you
Col-
projected Wario at 36.
Probably. I mean, I think
Thor,
those are
yeah.
the only options here. I mean, I could save my boy. That would probably get it done. Bullet 4
yeah.
would probably get it done.
So that's a good core that you have there, though.
The
Does Tanya
Wario,
protect?
Bro, Monty. I didn't even use Monty that much, to be honest.
First team All Star.
First team All Star, fair, actually. Played half with Wario, half with Peach. Had a good season. And I mean,
Does Tanya
I didn't
protect
spend
the
any
bit?
money. I have 31 coins left over. You have 44, 45. Austin Eric is 32 after the trades. Tanya, 3 Dry Bones League. That's probably not a bad price.
That's
No.
really good. That's pretty much what we paid in SPL.
Yeah.
And then I think someone will toss a bid on it, but you at least try and keep it based off that because they have to pay 26,
25.
20.
25.
I don't remember how I did the math, and I can change it whether
There's
I
round
round it
up.
up or
It's
round it
Yeah,
26.
yeah.
It's 26.
Yep, it is.
26
It is.
is 25 is the because it's below 10 is you have to pay. It's like this. You'd have to pay 2 coins, right? 10 to
Mhm.
or 10 11 to 9 10 to 19 you have to pay. So if it was 15 you'd have to pay 17, and then
Mhm.
23 you would have to pay 26.
Yeah.
I want to go back and if it's an 8 coin character, the outbid is 1, not 2.
Yeah, it's still 1. Everything rounds up.
Yeah. But it's so 0.8 goes to 1, not 2.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Sorry.
That would
Yeah.
be interesting
Yeah.
math.
0.1 goes to 1 and 0.8 also goes to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.9.
Glad we said that out loud. I don't know that has been discussed outside.
I need to also double check the math. But as we're going through keepers, this form's gonna come out. I'll probably put it out this week. Looks like this. You get 1 captain. You can pick up to 2 sidekicks or 3 sidekicks. I honestly don't think I'm gonna submit an obviously fake form here. Very obvious. Don't make me keep this. Yeah, it won't actually let you submit if you try to keep all 4. So, don't. This is your form, has your team and your values. We'll send it out sometime this week.
Yeah, but auction's gonna be sick. It was super fun last year, and I think that this will be even better. Um, Other main change for season 5 is playoff structure. Uh, Colin, we got time to get into that.
Yeah, if we do it pretty quickly.
Okay, you got hard out at 8.
Yeah, we'll call it 8.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to date the episode.
No. We timed the episode. Shocker. We're recording it after work.
um, so the season 5 playoffs is a little bit complicated because the main purpose of it is to tie into our expansion for season 6. So the goal, obviously, if you're in the SPL, you're still playing for the season 5 championship. That has the same pedigree. But in addition, SPL is playing for quote unquote qualification into season 6 SPL, as well as MLS doing the same. So same structure in terms of 10 game season, playing everyone twice. The winner, some of this is going to be me saying it out loud to make sure I'm saying it right. The winner of SPL regular season um, automatically qualifies into season 6 SPL.
Mhm.
The winner of the SPL playoffs also auto qualifies.
That's correct.
In the world where those are two separate teams, the finalist, so the person who doesn't win um, the playoff and didn't win the regular season, will also qualify
if it's the same team.
if it's the same team.
Yes.
Hold on.
No, if it's different teams.
If
the regular season winner and
You're
the
both
playoff winner
right.
are different teams, then the finalist will qualify.
Yes.
Yeah, and that person is
yes,
also not the
yes,
regular season winner.
yes. 'Cause that's
I'm going to state that this will be visually documented eventually, and it'll make a lot more sense because we've sat here and hashed it out verbally many a time, and it only makes sense when it's written out visually.
Yeah, so basically the SPL regular season winner will go through, the SPL playoff winner will go through, and then whatever the next highest placing teams are will go through, for a total of 3 teams to make it. However that shakes out. No one else in SPL is gonna make it. Tough. For the MLS, the regular season winner will go into a play-in against the MLS playoff winner. If that is the same team, then they just automatically qualify for SPL. So only 4 teams going through, which sounds so freaking brutal, man, when you say it out loud.
That's how it currently. I mean, only 3 teams made playoffs this year, like final playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's true. Only 3 teams had the chance to win. So I guess you're right. It's the same thing, and if anything, it's kind of a buff for that.
Mhm. If you
Did he
said
die?
anything in the last 5 seconds, I did not hear it.
He muted himself.
R.I.P. But yeah, a lot on the line for season 5. We'll still have, you will still, like, season 5 SPL playoff champion will still go in the record books as the champion. They will still get to have the trophy, put their name on the trophy. Um, that's just for qualification for the season 6 tournament. But as for just season 5 itself, there will still be a champion, and it will be the playoff champion in a 4-team playoffs. 4 teams in each division will make playoffs.
I think I'm back now.
He's back.
Yeah.
Okay, my brother called me, and apparently that automatically mutes you on Discord. Um, and I'm also now getting a call from Autumn's friend on our iPad. So everyone wants to talk to me. But what you said is true, Colin. The one thing that I was trying to say, which I don't know how much came through, is that in a weird way, it's kind of a buff, even though only one MLS team makes it. You essentially get to bypass the entire SPL regular season and go straight into the playoffs for the following season.
Can we do that this
Which
year?
is a
Can I just actually? I guess it would be Reed. Let me play Reed one more time. The winner of us
you're
is
kind of
just into the playoffs.
This sounds like a Freddy scheme for making his way back into SPL.
Freddie trying to
That's why
scheme his way back up as the last place team. If he beats, what was it? If he beats Adam, he gets something.
um, pretty much. But yeah, no, that's going to be a fun change. Both regular season and playoff stakes. Any other thoughts about that?
all I got. It's gonna be a fun one.
Sweet.
We'll have more
Um,
off-season content this time around. I have some work to do on the stats pages before we get into off-season tier lists and such. But yeah, try to get the auction going sometime relatively soon, I think, right?
yeah, was the plan to send out the keeper form this weekend, and
Yeah.
then we'll start trying to line up a date for that. White paper should be going out sometime around then too. Not too many changes, and obviously, if you've listened to the podcast now, you have a good idea of things. Um, yeah, lots of tier lists coming at you. I'm really excited for the all. Do we want
All
to do
sidekick.
all sidekick tier list?
I think all sidekick would be fun.
Mm-hmm. I also want to do like, I guess it's just whatever the top tier is, but I think like a Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
um would be fun too. Colin wants to do a stat episode.
I
Um,
just ramble.
yeah. Um, and then I'm sure before we know it, we'll also be getting ready for season
Season
5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we
Um,
get really bored, we could run an all-star game in the off season. since we didn't do that.
oh no, it was so sad. But yeah, no, thanks for listening, everyone. Peace.
Congrats, Austin, one more time on being the SPL Season 4 champion.
Let's go.
Woo! 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 Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Quattro Formaggi?